A Good Life
by John Toohey.
Little Bay 2036.
Narrated by David Tredinnick.
I was 16 and going nowhere at St Paul's. My parents thought boarding school would provide focus for my final 2 years and improve my abysmal grades. How could a boy do so badly in maths and science and top the class in English? My mother said. A rhetorical question, best left, well, rhetorical. I'd crashed badly in anything to do with numbers, test tubes, formulas, and the speed of objects on inclines. Boarding school held no fear, nor raised no hope. It drifted like a useless life vest within reach of a drowning man. It would not save me, as failure was long embedded in my sense of worth. Angry teachers made my shortcomings clear, and school remained mysterious and fearful. The boy is dull and lazy, so words are useless. He won't even look you in the eye. I grew to understand my defects and played the role as dullard. St Aidan's boarding school was a parallel universe of formidable buildings, black-robed brothers, and statues of obscure Irish saints atop a netherworld cultivated by generations of boys with its own life and language. Survival lay in staying in the shadows and accommodating expectations. It could be managed. Or so I thought. Brother Francis Cusson stood before a couple of dozen expectant faces in fourth-year blue. He had been at St Aidan's for years and had earned the respectable nickname Prof, as he had a Doctor of Philosophy degree in an area of science few could grasp. Prof was thin and tall. His long black habit was immaculately pressed. His hands spread at chest height, occasionally tapping together as he spoke. His close-shaved face shone, emphasizing the reflection of his rimless glasses and gleam of his slicked-down hair. He never raised his voice and didn't discipline with a strap or cane. Prof's constant expression of calm gave reassurance, but I felt he saw much more and feared he might glimpse netherworlds of caves and shadows. In Term 1, he asked about my time at St Paul's, remarking on my mixed results. He mentioned my rugby performance and asked if I intended to play at St Aidan's. His smile reinforced my enthusiasm, but I felt it masked more than reassurance. That smile could unsettle my netherworld. My poor performance in maths and science continued, but I excelled in English and did well in history. Prof chipped away at the impenetrable granite block inside my head. Nothing in science or maths made sense. It was hatched by demons in another realm, in another language. Prof handled my habit of avoiding eye contact by waiting patiently until I eventually looked at him. "You know, you're not stupid," he said. The sentence hung between us. Was it a statement or a question? Was it rhetorical, like my mother's? He said, "You have a talent for writing. Your essays and your expression and use of words is exceptional." I was stumped, not knowing how to respond. "I know, and more importantly, you know, you can do a lot better academically, and I'll help you." The carrot was followed by the stick. "I've been speaking to the first 15 coach, and he thinks you have the talent to make the team. It would be an achievement to play in the top team a year ahead of your peers, but you won't be playing rugby until your marks improve. But as I said, I'll help you." I'd learned to silently process injustice, but seethed as the one thing I was good at was taken away. Protest was in vain. His eyes said the matter was closed. Prof set out a timetable for after-school sessions. Physics, chemistry, maths. He examined my learning style, quizzed me and encouraged me to ask questions and maintain eye contact. He demystified science and clarified maths theorems, and I was beginning to solve problems that had confused me for years. The smoke was dissipating from the netherworld, and life of the surface was becoming bearable, even desirable. The journey was not smooth, but Prof's patience was remarkable. Years later, I understood the challenges of dyslexia and my place along that invisible path of the autism spectrum. By term 3, I'd reached the middle of the class in science and maths. The granite brain block showed chisel marks. Fourth year blue class faded to a photograph in the college hall, and I'd missed the opportunity to play rugby. It hurt, but my progress from the bottom of the class was shaping as a reasonable trade-off. As final year began, I was pleased Prof would continue as my science and maths teacher. The first 15 coach welcomed me into the team, and Prof guided me through to matriculation and results good enough for university, something unthinkable a few years ago. The netherworld promised an escape route. University life was exciting and classes stimulating with new subjects, new worlds and new people. I found my niche in modern political history and graduated with honours. I never touched a test tube again, nor calculated the velocity of anything sliding on a slope. Maths remains a demon, but one bottled and shelved. Over the years, I saw Prof at old boys' reunions. His handshake was firm, his questions calm and precise, and his mind as sharp as ever. A few years after graduation, I was offered a lectureship and completed a master's degree with distinction, and finally attained my own doctorate. When I became a full professor, I contacted Prof, and we had lunch near his retirement home. We talked of St Aidan's, of boys, of family, of politics, and the quirks of life. It was the last time I saw him. Our next reunion was at his funeral. Standing at the graveside, I recalled our lunch and remembered that smile across the table. It was older and more creased, but it was the same smile. He told me I'd done well, and I thanked him for my good life.
The end.